When I was 25 years old, I met my mother for the first time. It wasn't something I wanted to do, it wasn't something I was ready for, and to be honest, I still kind of resent my little sister for making it happen. We both have always known that we were adopted. My whole family's Caucasian, so it wasn't like it was hard to figure out. We also grew up knowing that we were biological siblings. I'm older by 2.5 years. When I was younger, I had a desire to find my real parents, but as I got older, that died out. I'd recently climbed out of the hole that was my young adulthood, so things with my parents were great. I was ready to leave it at that. But Christine is a force to be reckoned with, and she does what she wants. She's always been very open about wanting to find our birth family, and I've always thought that we had a lot more information than people in our situations normally do. We had our mother's full name, Tony Fisher. We had our father's full name, Sean Ayers. We knew that we had an older brother named Rob, a sister in between us named Dominique. We knew where we were born. I was born in Baltimore. My sister was born while my mother was in jail. I was very against this from the very beginning, but once again, Christine, like most younger siblings, lives to defy me. She found her sister Dominique with a 20-minute Facebook search. I didn't want to tell her at the beginning that I had also tried to look them up and never found them. The picture that she showed me was almost an exact copy of her. They had the same nose, which I say because growing up I used to mock Christine for the shape of hers. She also divulged a lot of information 3 days later when we went to go see her. They'd always lived in the house they were in, 5 minutes from where I was currently living and 20 minutes from where I grew up. My mother had raised Rob, Dominique, and a younger sister, Maya, by herself and was fine. We also had a younger sister, Maya, 15. And we had different dads. Me and Christine used to torture each other growing up saying, "You're not my real sister, we don't have the same dad." Christine's the one that asked, Christine's the one that cried. My dad's dead, and that is what it is. We met Christine's father, Sean, once. He took us to his NA meeting to show what his recovery had brought him. That's also when he dropped the bomb that there was another sister born after Christine who was also given up for adoption. Shortly after that, I kind of stepped away. This wasn't what I wanted, and I'd seen enough. A year later, I get a friend request on Facebook from a young girl named Brianna. Brianna is 21 with a wife and a small child. Brianna lives in Minnesota. Brianna grew up thinking that her mother left her on the steps of a church and someone found her, and that is how she was with her family. Brianna was our missing sister. The only one we still keep in contact with 3 years later is Brianna. Every once in a while, she'll Facebook message us. Every once in a while, I creep on Maya's Instagram. Maya is the one that looks the most like me, and it's very strange to see somebody with my face. This whole experience really gave me closure. Growing up, I always thought there was this hole I needed to fill, there was something missing, but actually seeing it in front of me, it was more like a stitch. I could finally leave everything to rest. I was angry, I was sad for so long, and this is all that I needed. It also taught me that blood isn't all that binds a family. My parents raised me with all the love and care that they could, and to quote my mom's favorite song, all you need is love. The end.